In this video, we will practice our English through stories. Here are some tips. Don't copy anyone else's style. Instead, focus on developing your own unique accent. Try to read the words as they are spoken, and with practice, your English will improve greatly. Remember, building your unique accent takes time, and we're here to help you. If you're new, please subscribe for new stories, upcoming chapters, and more videos. We'd also love for you to like and comment below with any suggestions. We're happy to assist you. Thank you. Now, let's begin our English practice with the story, Battle for the Haven. Listen and repeat.
Listen and practice.
When Lu Hong offered to accompany Chiir into the depths of the forest, he noticed a flicker of dissatisfaction in her eyes. She stared at him, arms crossed, her tiny brow furrowed as though deep in thought. She stared at him, arms crossed, her tiny brow furrowed as though deep in thought. "What's wrong?" Lu Hong asked curiously, his voice rumbling in the quiet night. "Are you really my big brother now?" Chiir asked, her voice innocent but suspicious, as if she were making sure this wasn't just talk. "Yes, I am," Lu Hong replied, a bit confused by her sudden seriousness.
She said, tilting her head. "You need to clean yourself first. There's a fishy smell coming from your body." Lu Hong blinked in disbelief, his majestic lion pride taking a sudden blow, a fishy. Before he could react, Ria was already pulling him toward the nearby water. Her tiny hands were firm, and despite his overwhelming size and royal lineage, Lu Hong found himself being dragged like a scolded child. He wanted to cry, but there were no tears. Kia began washing his face, scrubbing away like a little grandmother ordering her grandchild to clean up. The lion, a beast of noble bloodline, stood there helplessly. The mighty roar that could shake mountains was silenced as she splashed water on his fur, commanding him to stay still. As Kia worked, Lu Hong's thoughts wandered. "I'm a royal bloodline beast. No one has ever dared to order me around. If my brothers or my father saw me like this, they'd laugh until they couldn't breathe." He shuddered at the thought, and then a far worse idea struck him. What if she asks me to wear clothes? Like those fancy human robes, or worse, dresses. His entire body trembled. Imagining the humiliation of being paraded around in a flowing gown like a lady lion. What if my brothers saw me dressed like that? Kia noticed his trembling and glanced up, innocently. "What's wrong, big brother?" Nothing," Lu Hong replied hastily, suppressing the panic. "Please, no dresses, anything but that." Kia gave him one final splash of water, her task complete. Lu Hong, the majestic and fearsome magical beast, stood frozen as Kia looked up at him with that mischievous glint in her eye. She had just finished giving him a scrub down, and now, with a sudden realization, he asked, "Is this what humans do after they sleep?" "Boring things like washing themselves. We magical beasts don't need to wash." His words hung in the air. But Kia didn't respond. Instead, she paused. Lu Hong shivered. The way she suddenly stopped moving. Oh no. He swallowed hard. Is she thinking of something worse? His heart skipped a beat when he saw her pull out a beautiful, ornate bottle from her storage ring. It had delicate flower patterns on it, and it gleamed in the moonlight. Lu Hong's eyes widened in horror. "Wait, what's that?" She unscrewed the top, and immediately a sweet floral scent filled the air. His blood ran cold. It was perfume, and not just any perfume. A lady's perfume. Fear seized him. What are you doing with that?" he stammered, trying to sound brave but failing miserably. He instinctively began backing away, his giant paws slowly stepping in reverse while Chia advanced with the bottle. In hand, her smile was no longer a smile. It was a declaration of doom. Lu Hong's thoughts raced. No, no. I'm the mighty Lu Hong, a noble king bloodline beast. If my brothers find out I was covered in perfume by a little girl, they'll laugh me into oblivion. Chia, sensing his fear, kept walking forward. Are you my big brother or not? She asked, her voice dripping with innocent menace. Lu Hong gulped. This grandma, is she really going to do this? Am I her toy now? And before he could react, Chia launched a torrent of perfume straight at him. It landed square on his forehead, soaking into his majestic fur. The floral scent immediately overwhelmed his senses at what is this monstrosity? His nose twitched as the overpowering sweetness took hold.
I stepped back, admiring her work. Perfect. You smell amazing, she said, clapping her hands. Lu Hong, however, was having none of it. He stood there, trembling, staring at her in disbelief. Amazing, amazing. If his brothers could smell him now, they'd be rolling on the ground, clutching their sides, laughing until they cried. They'll never let me live this down. He imagined them greeting him. Oh, Sister Lu Hong, what a delightful fragrance. Should we braid your mane next? He shuddered at the thought. Lu Hong tried to speak, but no words came out. Instead, he sighed deeply, resigned to his fate. I am the noble king, the mighty Lu Hongs. Reduced to this. Ukire, still beaming with pride, took another sniff. Isn't it wonderful? You smell just like a flower garden. Flower garden? Lu Hong's soul nearly left his body at that remark. I'm supposed to be a terrifying beast of legend, not some walking bouquet. But when he looked at Cheer, all small and innocent, he couldn't bring himself to roar in protest. I guess, if it makes her happy. He sighed again, the mighty roar of a defeated lion. But please, for the love of all that is holy, don't let my brothers smell me like this. And thus, the noble king bloodline beast, Lu Hong, stood there, smelling like a flower, while the 6-year-old girl who tamed him beamed with satisfaction. In the Lian clan, the news of Cheer's disappearance struck like a raging tsunami, crashing through the hearts of every member. The once serene courtyards and halls were now filled with panic and chaos. All the elders had been summoned, their faces dark with worry as they ordered searches across every corner of the clan's vast territory. Every clan member, from the youngest junior to the oldest warrior, was scouring the grounds, calling out for the little girl who had vanished into the night. In the main hall, Lian Mu sat on the patriarch's seat, his face ashen, though his posture remained composed. Anyone who looked closely could see the storm brewing behind his eyes. It felt as if the heavens themselves had collapsed upon him, the weight of the skies pressing down on his soul. Every breath he took was heavy with anguish, and the pain in his chest was indescribable. No words, no reassurances could lift the burden that weighed him down. From the outside, he appeared calm, a steadfast leader whose responsibility was to guide his clan through this crisis. But within his heart, hurricanes and tornadoes of despair raged. His thoughts were like turbulent waves crashing against his willpower, threatening to break through at any moment. His daughter, his precious Chire, was out there, lost and vulnerable, and he was powerless to protect her. Beside him, Leander wept softly, her tears staining her robes as she clutched the armrest of his seat. Her sobs were the sound of a mother's soul breaking, and they pierced Lian Mu's heart with every cry. His eyes were red, but he fought the urge to let his own tears fall. The entire clan would lose hope. In that unbearable moment, something stirred deep within Lian Mu, the part of him that was not only a father but a leader, a protector of his people. He could feel it rising, a quiet strength like a flame reigniting in the darkness. He reached over and gently placed a hand on Leander's shoulder, his touch tender yet firm. His voice, though soft,
was filled with a resolve that had been born out of love and duty. She will be found, he whispered. He whispered, his tone steady, despite the tempest raging inside him. Our Chia is strong, just like you, and I will not rest until she is back in our arms, safe and sound. Liana looked up at him, her tear-streaked face filled with grief, yet she drew some comfort from his words. She nodded. Outside, the atmosphere was tense, thick with urgency. The clan guards had been summoned by the patriarch, and they were scouring the ground with increasing desperation. Patrols were doubled, their eyes sharp as they searched every inch of the clan's domain. But no one had seen anything unusual during the night. No sign of an intruder or anything amiss near the main buildings. The night felt endless, the silence pressing down like a suffocating blanket. Elders paced anxiously, directing search parties. But as time ticked Bati, hope flickered like a candle in a storm. In Lianmu's chest, the tornado still swirled, but he stood tall. His words to Liana echoed in his mind, strengthening his resolve. He could not afford to be weak now, not in front of his clan. To be the mountain amidst the storm. They needed him to be the mountain amidst the storm, the unshakable pillar that they could lean on. And so, with every moment that passed, Lianmu channeled his fear into action. Though his heart was breaking, he would not show it. For now, he would be the father who never gave up, and the leader who would move heaven and earth to bring his daughter home.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to our channel for upcoming chapters and new content. If you're new here, welcome. We'd love to hear from you, so feel free to comment below with any suggestions or questions. We truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much.